Good morning to all. Today discuss about in the unit process and chemical technology. Unit number 2. એમાં જોઈશું આપણે ઇન્ટ્રોડક્શન્સ ટુ ફર્ટિલાઇઝર ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીઝ. એમાં ફર્સ્ટ વન ડિસ્કશન છે. પ્રીવિયસ લેક્ચરમાં આપણે ઘણા બધા ટોપિક જોઈ ગયા છે, જેમાં આલ્કલાઇઝ એન્ડ ઓલ્સો સલ્ફર એન્ડ સલ્ફ્યુરિક એસિડ્સના વિશે બેઝિક ઇન્ટ્રોડક્શન્સ પાર્ટ, મેન સમ પ્રોપર્ટીઝ, productions part, manufacturing process, flow diagram. Okay, this is an important part, fertilizer industries. Okay, so now start with the basic introductions. The fertilizer industries is the major component. Which one? This one. Fertilizer industries is the major component. Okay. Of the agriculture chemical industries, which is done is a major chemical engineering contributions to agro business or the overall coordinated food productions, distribution and delivery industries. Okay. Then the manufacturing process of ammonia, urea, nitric acid, phosphoric acid, then also applications of major engineering problem NPK ફર્ટિલાઇઝર્સ જે આપણે ડિસ્કસ કરવાના છે ટોપિકમાં. Okay, this is a simple basic introductions part. The fertilizer industries is the major component of the agriculture chemical industries, which is turn is a major chemical engineering contributions to agro business or the overall coordinated food productions, distribution and delivery industries also. Okay, other important chemical engineering contributions are in pesticides manufacturing and in the chemical engineering operations in the food industries such as freeze drying. The productions of nitrogen fertilizer should be give the highest national priorities. Next only the defense and family planning. ઓકે, જે સેકન્ડ યુનિટ છે એમાં સલ્ફર, સલ્ફ્યુરિક એસિડ અને ફર્ટિલાઇઝર ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીઝમાં આપણે જોયું, જેમાં માઇનિંગ એન્ડ મિનિંગ મેન્યુફેક્ચરિંગ ઓફ સલ્ફર, મેન્યુફેક્ચરિંગ ઓફ સલ્ફ્યુરિક એસિડ બાય ડીસીડીએ પ્રોસેસ, ઇટ્સ એપ્લિકેશન્સ જોયું આપણે, એના સમ પ્રોસેસ જોઈ, પ્રોપર્ટીઝ જોઈ. ઓકે, નાવ જોઈએ છે આપણે ફર્ટિલાઇઝર ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીઝ. એમાં ઇન્ટ્રોડક્શન્સ ટુ ફર્ટિલાઇઝર. Okay, basics જોયું આપણે. Now other important part, chemical engineering contributions are the pesticide manufacturing in the chemical engineering operations in the food industries such as freezing point. The production of nitrogen fertilizer should be given the highest national priority, next only to defense and family planning. Okay, proper application of 1 ton of balanced fertilizer to soil will produce 10 tons additional food grain or even more for high yielding varieties of seeds also. Therefore, nitrogenous fertilizer plant producing 1 lakh tons per year may be considered as a factory indirectly producing 1 million tons of food gains. Okay, there are major components are necessary in this fertilizer. Okay, the first one is a nitrogen. Okay, which one? Nitrogen required during early stage of plant growth to promote development of stem and leaves. Second one is the phosphorus, which is stimulates early growth and accelerates seeding or fruit some formation in a later stages of growth. Potassium essential to the development of these searches, some potatoes and grains, the sugar of fruits and vegetables and the fibers, materials of plant, and the ample supply of potassium in the soil sometimes helps to prevent disease and to lessen of the effect for excessive nitrogen application. Some okay, main 3 components કયા કયા જોઈએ આપણે? These 3 components. Okay, these 3 components. Okay, nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Read this carefully and note down in your notebook. Fertilizer industries main three major factors components are the necessary in the fertilizer. Okay. Uh, the potassium along with nitrogen and phosphorus in one of the primary nutrients considered essential for plant growth. Both nutrient of potassium chloride and sulfate of potash are insoluble potash bearing. Okay. Okay. Both nitrate of potassium chloride and sulfate of potash are used as fertilizer, the former being more common occurrence. occurrence यानी कि जे આપણે પેટ્રોલિયમ ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીઝમાં જોઈએ સમ સિલેક્ટિવિટી કન્વર્ઝન્સ yield જે પાર્ટ્સ છે જેમાં કાર્બન અને હાઇડ્રોજન અને જે પર્સન્ટેજ મટીરિયલ છે એના બેઝિસ પર આપણે જોઈ શકીએ. Okay, and the sulfate of potash are used as fertilizer. The former being more common occurrence. Potassium occurs in nature as insoluble potash, bearing silicates and highly soluble salts like potassium chloride in underground deposits and sea water. Okay, the earlier source of potassium was SS, uh, the burning of wood and plant wastes. The principle of the potash minerals are silvinite, a mixtures of silvite KCl, okay, and halite is NaCl. In the different proportions, canalite यानी कि KCl MgCl2 6H2, this is the formula, and cannonite is the main formula is KCl MgSO4 into thrice H2O, and lignite is a K2SO4 into twice MgSO4, and to limited extent as nitrate KNO3. Okay, in India has to no exploitable deposits of potassium. To possible source of potash in the country are in this fertilizer industries for bitterners left over the salt recovery and molasses and also other slope. Consequently, the present requirement are met entirely through the imports. Okay. This is the basic introduction part for a fertilizer industries. Okay, this is the introductions part one by one. This one first, India has made great strides in the development of fertilizer industries and ranks as the fourth largest producer in the world. Okay. Main point, India has made great strides in the development of fertilizer industries and ranks as the fourth largest producer in this world. Despite several odds, the industries fared extremely well during 1992 with higher capacity for utilization in both nitrogenous and phosphoric units. Okay, main the major factor is the nitrogen phosphorus. Okay, there was an impressive pickup in the capacity utilization during 1991 to 1992. Okay, in case of nitrogen, the ratio of rose 89 percentage from to 86 percentage. Okay, earlier, and in this case, phosphate is the 93 percentage from the 75 percentage only. Okay, which one? The consumption of fertilizer went up the marginally 12.7 million tons in 1992 Okay, and the unsatisfactory of the fertilizer during 1901 to 1902 was due to erratic monsoons during 1901 only. Okay, some increase in the fertilizer prices in 1901 and 1992. Okay, now the production of nitrogenous and phosphatic fertilizer during 1901 and 1992 stood at about 9.9 billion tons, registering about 10 percentage increasing in the previous year. Okay, now the simple data for in US the nitrogen balance is this one. Okay, note down in a notebook losses, gains, and losses. ઓકે હાર્વેસ્ટેડ ક્રોપ્સ છે 5.5 ટન્સ છે અલગ અલગ ટન્સ આપેલા છે પોટેશ બેલેન્સ યુએસનો છે એડિશનલ્સ છે ઓકે ગ્રોવિંગ પ્લાન્ટ ઇન ધ વેરિયસ એરિયાઝ હેવ વાઇડલી ડિફરિંગ requirement for nitrogen phosphorus okay and potassium also depending on the nature and the plant for compositions all this discussion part in this topic here. This is a table. So it's simply a major problem in India that only nitrogen is present and indicates raw material in this air. And also phosphorus and potassium must be whole imported although intensive searches for being conducted in this material for main source. Okay, this section of the book which follow the in order nitrogen industry is also phosphorus industry is also fertilizer productions. Okay, to give in the idea for overall fertilizer factory which one picture in India. Okay, this is a fertilizer satisfactories in 1903 to 94. Okay, this is the chart table the locations of nitrogen and complex fertilizer factories throughout in India. This one. Okay, now the first one in production Andhra Pradesh, chemical fertilizer cooperation. Okay, this is the different name and different locations for the tables. This is a graph. Fertilizer industries. Okay, this is the basic industries. Introduction part is completely over. Okay, this is the nitrogen industries also. જે નેક્સ્ટ લેક્ચરમાં જોઈશું આપણે અમોનિયા ઓકે એનું બેઝિક ઇન્ટ્રોડક્શન જોઈશું મેન મેન્યુફેક્ચરિંગ પ્રોસેસ ઓકે the basic discussion part is completely over. Simply main three components યાદ રાખવાના મેજર થ્રી components નાઇટ્રોજન ફોસ્ફરસ અને પોટેશિયમ જે ડ્યુરિંગ અર્લી સ્ટેજીસ પર આપણને પ્લાન્ટ ગ્રોથ માટે યુઝ થાય પછી અર્લી ગ્રોથ ઓફ ફેસિલિટેટ અને એસેન્શિયલ ટુ ડેવલપમેન્ટ ઓફ ધ such is for the potatoes and also grain for sugar and fruits also, and some vegetables are in this usings. Okay, so thank you so much. એનો નેક્સ્ટ લેક્ચર સ્ટાર્ટ કરીશું આપણે નાઇટ્રોજનના બેઝિસ પર, જે આપણે જોઈશું એમોનિયા. ઓકે, થેન્ક યુ સો મચ.